Oh boy, that's a bunch of jalapenos. Get ready to make some jalapeno cowboy candy or candied jalapeno pepper. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to the channel. This is Daryl, Louisiana Simple Living. We're going to do another episode of the garden to jar. We've already done 3 different types of recipes with jalapenos. This is going to be another jalapeno recipe. So we're going to basically take, this is 6 pounds of ripe jalapeno peppers from out of the garden, fresh. We're going to mix together some sugar, some apple cider vinegar, some cayenne pepper, and some turmeric. And all that, we'll get that cooking. Again, something great to give away for gifts if you want to. You may also enjoy it so much you want to keep it and eat it yourself. So let's get into the recipe. We'll begin. First thing to do is start slicing up these jalapenos, and then we'll get everything else on the stove. All right, so I'm using my beef slicer to go ahead and slice up all jalapenos. That's the first step. And it's a pretty fast process. Just takes a little elbow grease, I guess you could say. And you really got to focus because the razor can get you. Be careful. But if you want to kind of look, I mean, look at how much we already got so far. And all that's fresh jalapenos. So, and we got all that more to go. All right, well, we'll get back to you in just a minute when we get through finishing slicing all these up. All right, this is, we finally finished slicing up all the jalapenos. As you can tell, it's quite a lot. It's pretty good sized bowls, about a bowl and a half. These are good size. So I think this was 6 pounds of jalapenos, at least on my scale it is, before slicing it up. And of course you take the stem off when you slice it. So go ahead and get the sugar and all that. So apple cider vinegar, get all that going on the stove. Okay, guys. Now that we've got all the peppers sliced, what we got to do is go ahead and put all the sugar, the apple cider vinegar, and all that in here. So it calls for 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. Doubling recipe again, so I'll put 4 in. Okay, so we got 6 cups of white granulated sugar for the recipe. I'm doubling it, so I'll put 12 in. I got 8 here. And I'm going to put another 4 in, and I'll go to the next step. All right, next up is turmeric. And I'm going to add a whole teaspoon because it calls for a half for the recipe, so we're doubling it. So we'll go with a full. Now in celery seed, we're going to add that in, and it's the same thing. You got about a half teaspoon. So I have a full teaspoon right here. We'll load it up, put it in. All right, it calls for granulated garlic, but anytime I have a choice, I'd rather go with some fresh garlic. So I'm going to use this handy dandy little garlic mincer. I don't like lots of garlic, obviously, as you probably can tell. So I'm going to put 4 or 5 cloves in here. That'll be equivalent. We also got to add 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. All right, so we got up to a boil. We'll cut it back a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all the jalapenos in, cook it for 4 minutes. All right, so I added the jalapenos to the sugar and turmeric and all that good and tasty stuff. Cook it for about 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll transfer it over to the jar. All right, so we added the jalapenos now to the sugar, the turmeric, garlic, celery seed, cayenne, and the apple cider vinegar. We let it cook for a few minutes, and then we'll go and transfer it over to the jars. We use a slotted spoon to move them over, just to make it easier. Then we'll move over, transfer some of the liquid as well to fill the void. All right, so we now cooked your jalapenos. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start transferring them over to the jars. Use a slotted spoon. Then we'll come back and fill in the liquid. All right, I'll go ahead and finish filling all these in. All right, so I went in and filled a number of jars. I'm gonna go ahead and continue filling. Then we'll transfer. Well, remember when we fill it with the peppers, then we actually fill it up with the juice to bring it up to the ½ inch from the top of the headspace. So I'm gonna keep doing that. And we'll check back in after the second jars get set up. All right, so don't make sure before you put the lids on and finger tight, make sure you use a paper towel and wipe the rims off because of the sugar solution and all that. Even though I use a funnel, as it goes in, it can get all over, and you don't want the lid not to seal. So, all right, we're going to put the lids on, and then we'll transfer them over to the can. All right, I'm going to transfer them over. All right, I'm in the middle of cooking some gumbo too, but finally got all the cans. The canner went through its time, cooling off. Now we need to start pulling the cans of the jars out of the canner. And we probably will start hearing some popping. Yeah, this Cowboy candy or candy jalapeno stuff sure looks good and smells good. Yep, there's one pop. All right, so we just pulled out the last jar. We're here a couple of them pop so far. We'll let them cool off up to 24 hours. It'll go ahead and pop. It'll pull that vacuum on the lid. It'll be good to go for at least a year. If it doesn't, then you need to go ahead and refrigerate it. You can use it, put it in the refrigerator, use it within a week or two, be fine. If you can make memories now, make them. Now better time than ever. Between COVID and all the turmoil and all the distractions we have, holiday season coming up, make memories with family and with friends. You can still do it even with COVID. You can do it safely. And remember, if you think you can make some of this Cowboy candy, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to because it tastes really good. If you get away as gifts, people love you. But if you think you can do it, you absolutely can do it. I encourage you to give it a shot. If you got any questions, put comments down below in our YouTube channel, and we'll answer you. We're here to help you out. Hey, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you coming to Louisiana Simple Living. We did some Cowboy candy, or basically candy jalapeno peppers, fresh from the garden. So this is our Garden to the Jar series. And appreciate you coming. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video and hit the notification button. Again, thanks for coming, and we'll see you on the next episode.